Wow. Thank you, Gina. So I have the privilege of opening the Holmes Institute ministerial part of this program. But before I do that officially, I just want to say a word of greeting to this amazing class. I think I've had the privilege for the last 10 years of working with the Holmes Institute ministerial students, and each year as we move into this graduation, I like to look at the class and see what the character of the class is. And just as Reverend Guy Williams just told us about, I think with this class, I think we'll know you by the way you love each other and respect each other. And I remember so much when this class first came together, and they all came from various parts of the country, from various persuasions, from such different backgrounds, and yet they each brought something unique. Rebecca brought her amazing heart and all of her sense of humor, and Gail brought her passion and her enthusiasm, her courage. Linda came all the way from Alaska, a great sense of adventure that she brought with us, so much dedication. James brought such leadership, such a power with him. Susan and all of her interesting insights and her amazing brain, Susan. Terry, his sense of magic and his sense of interest in science, and Sue with her amazing mystical nature and her willingness to be sort of the evangelist of the group at the moment. But I think as you all came together, it seems like you all blended, and as a result of that, every one of you has more heart, every one of you has more passion, every one of you has more courage, more magic, more mysticism. It seems like you all blended together in some sort of wonderful way, and so I'm just so happy to have the opportunity to greet you here today as my colleague, as my friend, and as this wonderful graduating class. And so with that, I want to officially open for the Holmes Institute this portion of our program, which is the ministerial graduation.
Thank you, Reverend Alice. And so the process of putting together graduation starts months before. I have a feeling we're going to take Tuesday off and then start on Wednesday for next year, with visioning and conversation, and the graduating class of ministers gets to direct parts of the program that mean something to them. And so all the participants in our graduation have been specifically hand-chosen by the class. All of these ministers are people who have been of inspiration and support and of service to them. And one of them in particular is Reverend Dr. Roger Juline, excuse me. And so he's going to step forward and share with us their path to ministry.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's my privilege as a member of the Holmes Institute faculty to share with you a few thoughts about the path to ministry that these beloved souls have trod and are treading and will continue to tread, as a matter of fact, because there's no end to this. But there is a beginning. And the beginning is in that thing that you've heard all about today, the call. The call. That's why we're all here. We're all here because of a call. They heard this call. They heard this call a long time ago. Because the call, regardless of how it came, and comes in many different ways, is really a call of the heart. It's really a call of that deepest part within each one of you that has heard and listened and responded, has answered, has said yes. And what that impelled you to do initially, of course, was to come into a Science of Mind church or center and to take some of the basic classes, to find out more about this teaching, to find out more about what this call meant. What is this strange impulsion that I'm feeling? So you took some of these beginning Science of Mind courses and you began to discover that deeper part of yourself, to see how things happen in your life, to see how you can change those things in your life by changing the consciousness that you bring to this thing called life, and to come to a deeper understanding of your relationship to Spirit, to God. But the call continued. Even after these classes, the call impelled you to go on to a deeper understanding, not only of yourself, but of your role in the world. It impelled you to enter into practitioner studies. This is a 2-year program of deep inner reflection, deep inner study, deepening of yourself in the understanding of yourself, so that you can then take this teaching and apply it to the lives and work and world of other people. And this is what you've done. You've become practitioners. You've become practitioners of this art, of this science, of the science of mind, especially through the use of spiritual mind treatment, which you've become expert at through many opportunities, through many occasions. But the call continued. The call continued to call them on to a deeper relationship, to a deeper opportunity to practice what it is they have become. And so they came to Holmes Institute. They enrolled in this 3 to 5 year program of deep intellectual work accompanied by deep spiritual work. So they took classes, some distance classes, some regional classes, in such things as classical philosophy, quantum physics, world religions, communication techniques. They learned ministerial skills from other ministers in homiletics, in pastoral care. They wrote papers. We'll take a moment to kind of let the laughter die down, because there were many papers and many exams and many courses. And while they were going through all of this intellectual work, they also did internships at some of our Science of Mind centers, working with experienced ministers to learn the actual, what it means to be a Science of Mind minister in a church or a center or a ministry, working with boards, with core councils, working with the youth, working in pastoral care, in all kinds of settings that would help to enhance their understanding of what their individual call was. At the same time, they went to retreats, a couple of retreats every year, counseling sessions. And at the end of this 3 to 5 year course of study, all of them took a series of 6 comprehensive examinations in all of the subject matter that they covered, to make sure that they had an understanding not only of the material, but of how it applied to them and how it applied to their work as a minister as they stepped out on the field. And after they've completed all of this, they come to this great day of graduation. And we honor them for that. We congratulate them for that, for this great achievement as they step up to receive an accredited Master of Consciousness Studies degree. But the call carries them even further than this, because they have another step coming up this summer, which is a licensing process with the United Church of Religious Science, which will happen in August at the Asilomar Conference Center. So each one of these legs in this path to ministry is a chance for them to deepen themselves, to come to a deeper understanding of their role and of what they are going to be giving as ministers. And so we celebrate them for this, because we know that this process never ends. This ceremony, this graduation ceremony, is called a commencement. And that's what it is. It is a commencement, because the work is just beginning. We honor you for this. We love you for it. We welcome you into our ranks. And we know that you have great work to do, and we're all here for you. Thank you.